Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast, the best car podcast in the world. That's might be trademark infringement. Hopefully, it isn't. Hopefully, I can say that. Before we get into this show, Evel Knievel is known for attempting some of the most dangerous, epic motorcycle stunts of all time, and now American motorsports icon Travis Pastrana will honor the legendary daredevil by attempting 3 of his most dangerous feats in Las Vegas, Nevada. He'll attempt these 3 daring jumps all while riding modern-day recreation inspired by the motorcycle Evel Knievel used. In this 3-hour live event, Travis will attempt to jump 52 cars, 16 buses, and the Caesars Palace Fountain. This is really awesome, actually. In an attempt that ended with a crash that left Evel gasping for life. Will he survive the stunt that almost killed Evel? Tune in to find out. Evel Live kicks off Car Week on Sunday, July 8th at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on History. That sounds really awesome. I was just going to do that as a read, but I didn't read through it, and now that I've read through it, 52 cars, 16 buses, and the Caesars Palace Fountain is pretty badass. I love Travis Pastrana. That sounds great. Sunday, July 8th, 8 o'clock Eastern on History. Go them. This episode is also brought to you by Autotempest.com. I love Autotempest.com. You know why? It eliminates double work. I don't mind work. I work hard every day. Work is what keeps me going. But you know what I hate? Doing work twice or 3 times or 4 times. That's why I like Autotempest.com. Here's what it does for you. Real simple. I make it easy. You type in the car you're looking for, and Auto Tempest searches the entire internet for it. You don't have to go to different sites and type in the same criteria, the same number of doors, the same number of cylinders, the same transmission, the same color, the same roof, the same body style, blah, 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 over and over and over and over. You spend like 3 hours doing this stupid stuff. At Autotempest.com, you go there, you input the information once, it searches all the big car sites, and I'm talking about Cars.com, Auto Nation, Cars Direct, Craigslist, eBay, and others that I'm absolutely blanking on. I'm crumbling under the pressure right now. Autotempest.com has you covered right there. Check them out and save yourself time. Whether you're looking for a specific car, daily driver stuff, or a specific weekend car, or you're just browsing around to see what the market looks like, you just don't want to have to do the same things over and over. So that's what Autotempest.com does. We love them. We are so happy to have them. Also, Haggerty, of course. Stick around for the end of this show, and we have a special Haggerty-based discussion, which, honestly, I love what Haggerty's doing right now. When I was growing up, it was a little bit of like an old man's brand because of classic car insurance, whatever. But I've gotten to hang out with McKeel Haggerty, and I've gotten to hang out with all the people who work at Haggerty recently, and like some of the best car writers in the business, Larry Webster, Aaron Robinson. These guys are working at Haggerty right now and turning out great content. So stick around for the end of the show for that. On this episode of the show, this dude came out of virtually nowhere in my life, although he is a lifelong Los Angeles native. He is a Porsche enthusiast for his entire life. He drove a 914-6 to his prom, his mom daily to Turbo Carrera. It was like that. And I only met him recently, but it seems like everything I'm interested in, he's interested in, because every event I go to, whether it's a car thing or a watch thing or a food thing or whatever, Marco Gerace is there. He's just at everything. So it seems more than appropriate to have him in here in studio with us, the owner of TLG Auto, a specialized Porsche service in North Hollywood, California, and an all-around good guy, Marco Gerace on the Smoking Tire Podcast. Yo, Smoking Tire Podcast. Here we is. What's happening? I just got back from a long-ass day of driving. Began at 5 motherfucking in the morning in San Francisco. And here we are in the studio for the afternoon. My homie Marco Gerace in studio. Welcome, brah.
Thank you for having me.
What's happening? Of TLG Auto, owner, operator,
Yeah,
wrencher, ingenieur.
Yeah, right. Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
Something like that.
All these things. Marco's like, you've been around LA for lifelong.
Yep. Born and raised.
Your TLG is your dad's initials, right?
No, it's my dad and my mom.
Oh,
So,
who's T and who is L?
My dad was Tony, and my mom is Lois.
Okay.
And G is the last name, Gerace.
Gerace. So they opened this shop.
Correct.
That you now are.
It's now my shop.
It's now your shop.
Yeah.
So lifelong, but I didn't know you. I've been here 10 years. I didn't know you, but in the last 6 months, everybody I meet knows you.
We've been around a long time.
Yeah, you appear like everywhere, like car shit, watch shit, like all out of nowhere, fucking everywhere I go, Marco is there. Fuck me.
Yep.
So now you're here. Welcome.
I'm like a bad penny. I just show up.
You're a good penny.
Okay.
Don't sell yourself short. You're a good penny. TLG_auto on Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow this motherfucker up. If you're a watch nerd. He did
Hi.
He did he made a separate Instagram for his watches. I torture the car people with the watch shit. I
don't like that, man.
Yeah, some of them do.
There's a lot of crossover, but generally
I think
speaking,
most of them are chill, are either pro or indifferent, and the ones that, like anything else, the ones that aren't are real vocal about it.
Yeah.
But they're also like real passive aggressive because they're like, "Have you ever thought about starting a new Instagram for watches?" And I go, "No.
I haven't
Why would I do
considered
that?" And they go, "Because that's maybe people like to follow you here for cars." And I go, "Why is it my business why you follow me?"
It's a fair point. I actually made the conscientious decision to separate things because, as much as the TLG_auto Instagram page is like myself, you know, I just like people follow me for Porsche stuff and car stuff. And as much as I enjoy the other watch thing, I don't necessarily need to force it down their throat, but I'll show it to them.
I really enjoy forcing it down their throat.
Yeah, I know. You're an instigator.
I don't have anything to sell. You have something you have to sell.
It is sort of a business page.
Yeah. You need, it's okay. You can say it. You need customers in the door sooner or later.
Yeah, but that's not my style, man. I'm real low key about things.
I know, but like,
we don't advertise. Haven't advertised, overtly in 40 years.
That's great.
It's been
but you still...
Yeah, I need to advertise. I need people.
You still need people in the door.
Hey, it's service business.
Yeah. It's good.
Service is good right now, too.
Really?
Yeah, business is booming.
Really? Because everybody's buying and restoring, or because people are driving their shit and need it worked on?
I'm here in a 13 that I needed to test drive. So what better way to do it than thrash it down the 405?
In traffic.
Well, it had a check engine light, right? So I scanned it and like every code was lit up. So I cleared the codes and I'm trying to like weed it out.
Yeah.
Like, will it come back?
Which one is real?
The one was the real one.
Yeah.
Dead battery, dude.
Oh, just sends the shit haywire?
Nuts. These cars hate low voltage.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So anyway, today on the way here.
That's an easy solve.
Fixed it.
Done.
All
right. Well, if y'all out there in the live feed want to talk about Porsches or whatever the fuck, hit us up in the super chat. Marco's been around for a long time, so we can do your car tips and your whatever it is you want to fucking talk about on this one.
So I got something for you.
Oh, what you got, man?
So you remember my one take with my turbo?
Yes.
I finally
your mom's turbo.
My mom's turbo.
Yeah. Wait, give us the background on it because not everyone has saw that. So give us the background on the turbo. It's not really a turbo, but it is.
But it is. So the car is a 75 US Carrera. So it's originally a 2.7 car. My dad bought it as an empty shell. Only thing in it was a brake line. And put the whole
brake line?
A brake line, the one in the center tunnel that goes front to back.
I'll give you this one for free.
Actually, it would have been gone, but it was a pain in the ass to take it out, so they left it. So anyway, he put the car together and gave it to my mom, who drove it every day.
Top left, Tim. That's it.
Yeah, that's the one. Every day, she drove that car selling real estate. Like
Gangster.
She did over 100,000 miles on that.
She drove clients around in that?
Yep.
She
put her signs, dude.
Why do fucking realtors all think they need a crossover? That's gangster.
Yeah. She put signs in that son of a bitch, man. Like, thrashed it out. But which is great because it just shows how durable these things are.
Yeah.
So, she drove that for like 100,000 miles in a bunch of years, wore out a turbocharger, wore it out. It stopped working.
Does that not happen normally?
She just never beat it up enough to like make boost, Like she would occasionally, and this like she kind of like seized up.
Yeah.
So put a new turbo on it. And my dad's like,
she atrophied a turbo.
Bet you never met anyone that's done that before.
No.
Yeah. So,
That's funny.
so eventually my dad gave her a new car, and he started driving it, and he just transplanted an SC motor into it and just like commuted in it for years. and then he mothballed it, and I took it from him and put a turbo motor back in.
All right.
So that's where we are now.
And that's as I drove it, right?
Pretty much, yeah. The only thing that's different is I took the little like blow off valve off, and I just made it stock again because I was trying to. The blow off valve was A, for the noise, because why not?
Because it sounds fun.
Yeah, but also because I was trying to chase a problem that I cannot solve because of where I'm pulling boost signal from, which is like a dumb thing.
Okay.
I was seeing surge on my boost gauge to 1.5, but it wasn't actually making 1.5 bar. It was making 1.5 bar after you shut the throttle for a split second.
Oh.
So it was surge. I was trying to get rid of that.
Oh, okay.
Whatever, dumb thing. So I made it stock again, and just the
Fix that?
Well, no.
Oh.
It still does it. But I'm going to fix it on the next round. So the reason that this is important is because I put the car on a dyno last week at Ed Pink's place.
Uh-huh.
And I told you in the video that it makes about 310 horsepower to the wheels.
Yeah.
And it made 309.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Hey. Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah, so I'm pretty good at estimating things. And that
feels nice. That car's pretty quick.
It's still a 5-cylinder, though.
Oh, is it missing?
Well, I burned out the top rings on it, and then I blew out cylinder number 2, and we just fixed one hole because I needed to drive it, and we never fixed the rings in the other holes.
Oh,
so it's
boy.
like a 5.5 cylinder-ish.
At 310 on 5?
That's not bad.
Sure.
It always felt faster.
Sure.
Anyway, so it's good. It's gonna go.
So can we extrapolate another 50 horsepower out of it on 6 or 60 horsepower?
I figured if it was running the way it should have, like fresh, it'd probably make 315 to the wheels.
Oh, okay.
I'd say 315.
How tired is it in miles? It's a lot.
I don't know.
No idea.
I have no clue.
Didn't you just assemble it from shit around the shop?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's actually sort of. I refurbished a lot of that shit. It made it really nice, but I did put good connecting rods in it, and I put good new pistons in it. But the rest of the stuff is all used heads, used intake, used fucking everything else.
I like when people build shit out of shit.
Mm-hmm. They always run the best. People dog you, you show pictures. That's the thing about Instagram, right? It's always about...
On Instagram, a car, a watch, and a house are all the same size.
Yes, exactly.
And a private jet and a yacht, they all the same size.
The thing is, though, they're all pretty, right? Everyone shows all the good stuff. No one shows the grit. Very few people show the grit. Rod shows the grit. But anyway, I'm building a 2.4 motor out of like spare parts, and the pistons are haggard. But they're going to run great. They measure into spec. Who gives a shit if they're ugly on top?
I mean...
Once you put the heads on, no one sees it.
Yeah, no one sees a piston.
Yeah.
If it works, right?
But it's just not pretty, But I always find, in all the years I've been doing this, that the old shit runs the best.
That's an interesting thought. I mean, I think broken in shit usually runs the best for me, but how old is old?
Well, think about it. If I'm using a 2.4 liter, a 2.2 liter S piston.
Okay.
The last 2.2 liter Porsche built was 1971.
So that's an original part, you mean?
An original piston from a 2.2S.
And just someone blew something else up and it just would have come out of that and gone into a pile somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, it was probably taken apart to make it into a 2.7 100 years ago. You know what I mean? Because why use a 2.2 when you can make a 2.7, right?
Right.
So these things went on the shelf, and I'm building a 2.4 high compression.
Oh, so that's funny. So it's just
blah,
like
blah, blah.
shit that came out of other people's cars from their builds?
That's how most of my cars get built, is from takeoff shit.
That's very funny.
Yeah, you just refurbish it. That's how you build cars on the cheap, man.
What's involved in like refurbishing like a piston? Just like
sandblast it.
Sandblasting
Yeah, you
it?
sandblast the top. You gotta watch the ring lands and stuff. And as long as it measures in spec, just run it.
Huh.
It doesn't wear out. What wears out is its ovality of the cylinder and the ring lands and all the things. As long as it's within spec, and there are specs for these things, it's a fucking good piston. Just run it.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So you take a motor apart that's got 100,000 miles, and if everything specs out, you change the bearings and the chains, and maybe some gears here and there that are high wear items.
Yeah.
Back together with it.
Huh. That's cool.
Yeah. It's just like a Chevy, but more expensive.
It's a lot more expensive. I just got a fucking bill.
Ooh.
Oh God.
I was listening to that on the way in.
Yeah, I had a lot of while you were in there. I had a bunch of them.
But your car was 30-something years old.
Fuck yeah, it's an 87, and it has 92,000 miles on it. And he said for the most part it was great. He actually said it was great, but I'm getting a new fan shroud.
The fan housing cracks. The shrouds wear out because they just get beat up by the air.
And then like there was some cracked hoses. There was a couple of hoses that were extraordinarily expensive.
Probably fuel lines for the top of the motor.
And there was one thing that was a fucking, not the fan shroud, but some other kind of housing. That was $1,000 for like a piece of plastic. It was fucked.
Probably yeah.
It was. I don't think it was the fan shroud, but it was some kind of housing or something.
You sure it was not the oil cooler?
Wait, I don't know. Hang on.
Tell me what it is.
You know what? I will. I'm gonna have a thing. And I'm not gonna make you. We're not gonna be.
Look, I told you when I first heard that Patim had the car, I was like, "You're in great hands."
Oh yeah,
he's gonna kill it.
It's fine. Yeah. But I gotta find it.
I got so much respect for what they do down there.
Hang on. Because. Oh, here it is. So they're using this like system now, so I can actually go like log in and like see how my build is going. It's actually kind of cool. Shop Monkey, it's called.
Yep, you can have that.
Is it? What is? Oh,
no, I'm not that. I'm not that.
There's a lot of fucking parts on here. Okay, wait, hang on. What do we got? Alternator fan housing.
Yep, I told you the fan ring.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, what happens?
$989.
That's about right. You got to buy them brand new.
Fuck. The thing is, crank position sensor.
Well, that's because actually, you're not doing standalone, but yeah, that's just
I'm doing the Steve Wong too.
Yeah, but that's standard stuff.
Fuel filter and Roth Sport engine blade, 930 pipeline, plug wire set, distributor cap, ignition rotor, spark plugs.
It's all service.
Breather hose, crankcase hose, throw out bearing, clutch fork.
Standard shit.
That
fan housing, it takes a lot of heat. See, the thing about the 3.2s is they're great motors and they run forever, right?
Yeah.
But because they work so well, they see, and to get them to pass emissions, they see a lot of heat. And that heat, coupled with the shitty alloys that fan housing is made of, causes it to crack. And it becomes unstable and it sags, and then the fan drags on the ring and wears itself out. And so when you take them apart, that's when you see the problem. But if it's together, it's already clearanced itself. It's already happened in slow motion, so like you never really know.
Yeah, he said overwhelmingly the car is fine.
Yeah,
he said there's nothing wrong with it, and I kept driving it for a while and nothing would happen.
Absolutely.
But like I just said I was like I don't want to take this engine out again for like at least 3 years. So like
do everything
now and whatever. So pretty stoked. It's almost done. I mean, it's almost done from Batim's perspective.
It gets on a truck
and then it goes to Lee. Yeah.
So you still have more storage.
Yeah.
Extended storage.
I mean, dude, it's expensive storage. No shit. That's how we're looking at it. It's really expensive storage. But did you see the storage?
Yeah. Did you see my response?
Tim. I did not.
It said,
in the comments.
It was alliteration. It was like four dicks digging a ditch or something.
Oh yeah,
like that.
all my Richards.
Yeah.
Dude, they fucking sent me a picture today. The fucking catering truck was Richards Catering.
5 dicks.
I was like, fuck.
When and if you have a kid, your kid's name's going to be Richard.
Oh my god! While I was gone, they dug this huge hole.
That's awesome, man.
I'm super excited. And it's that's going to be the basement. It's not. It goes further down. They only dug down like I don't know. That's like 8 or 10, and we're going down to 15. I think
they got to put like footings in it and all
Fuck
that shit
yeah.
still. So
but that's pretty good
deeper.
for like a couple days. I'm very excited.
I can't believe you drove the shit out of that Lotus and like,
Christ.
Dude,
you
beat it senselessly and it
after
just
Road
kept
and Track did. It's the car is so happy. I did 1,500 miles and 3 track days in 5 days. And
dude, that's crazy.
2 of them, I had the air conditioning on full crank the whole time.
Yeah, I saw that.
Dude, the car's great. I ran it on Super Sports. The wear on those tires is great. They're not the grippiest tires, but like
they do everything.
And that's really nice.
It's
and
hard to come by.
The car's really predictable. Moves around. I had Sharkworks. I stopped by. I got Cup 2s.
Okay.
So I did the 3 track days on Super Sports, and then I went to Sharkworks where Lotus had shipped a set of Cup 2s.
Nice.
So we swapped those on. I had them bleed the brakes too. They found one tiny little air bubble.
That's
tiny
it?
After 3 track days.
Does that car have carbon brakes on?
Nope. AP Racing
no
steels.
Shit. Wow.
Dude.
That's impressive.
Awesome.
That's really impressive.
And I was standing on the brakes.
Yeah,
it was really, really nice. And I took people for rides. Everyone had a great time. That's a great picture. Shout out to Got Blue Milk Trackside Photography.
Does that car still have a what is it? A Toyota motor?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Supercharged intercooled Camry engine.
It'll run forever.
3.5 V6.
It'll fucking run forever.
It's great.
Yeah.
I think if you tried to run slicks on it, you could run in. It doesn't have a dry sump. So you'd run into some issues if you ran slicks. But
just because the G is pulling it away.
Yeah, the GT 430 I think is going to have a dry sump.
Okay.
But I got black flagged at Laguna, 97 decibels.
Got to pedal it, bro.
On my first lap and my last lap.
Well, the last lap, everybody should get a black flag.
Right. I behaved myself the entire rest of the day. But the difference between driving it within and not within sound was 4.5 seconds a lap.
It's ridiculous.
It was crazy.
So I went to Laguna. The only time I've ever run Laguna with anything has been on a motorcycle. I've been around there as a passenger or whatever, but I've never run a car there. But I raced motorcycles there.
I can't imagine going through the corkscrew on a bike.
It's fun. But
very fun in a car too.
It was fun. But I was there on my Hypermotard back in like 2009, and it was bone stock exhaust, and I got an intake decibel. I got black flagged for intake noise.
What? How does that even work?
I had an open air box on the thing, and I just whomped it up out of 5 up the hill, and they black flagged me, and they're like, you need to go around again and not get black flagged. They didn't kick me off though.
They
let me
off?
go out again, but they had pulled everybody off. It was between sessions, so I had the whole track to myself for like 2 laps. It was great.
I'm surprised they let you continue.
Yeah.
I got black flagged on my first lap, and because I didn't know. I was like, all right, cool. Can I? And they're like, nope, you're done. And I was like, I'm done
For the whole day?
No, the whole session.
Oh yeah, okay.
I just sit out the whole session.
Yeah, see, I guess mine was towards the end of the session, so they made me. Yeah. They're like, okay, go in and make some modifications to it, and then come back out. And I did everything, and it was like kind of between sessions, and I got to run Laguna.
Well,
alone.
that's the rule is you have to go fix your vehicle.
Yeah,
and that's why in theory make you sit out. I just think it's dumb.
Yeah,
but that track is with that sound shit. It's really just like a novelty. You know, it's not if you can't run it as fast as you can go. It's not a racetrack anymore.
The only place you have to worry is up through 5 and 6.
It's fucking 4.5 seconds difference. It's a big difference, man.
Yeah, but I mean, as soon as you tip into 6, you're just on it again. Doesn't matter.
I hate that. I hate having. You know what I mean? You spend all this money, you go out of your way, you drive to fucking 2 hours in the morning. It's like I can go if I have to lift certain places. I got a road right there, and it's free. I lift there too. Yeah, I'm worried about the neighbors there. I come to the track to not worry about the fucking neighbors. I mean, it is what it is. If you want to run Laguna, these are the rules. Like, all right, but fucking stupid.
It is dumb. I think decibel limits are dumb at racetracks, but we know why we have them. You know,
because the neighbors are assholes.
Because they decided to move it next to a racetrack, and they can afford to argue. Yep.
I think I had the best time at Sonoma, though. Sonoma is fucking challenging.
I've never driven, but I've been there.
Dude, that's a hard racetrack.
Really?
And there's a lot of places to hit a wall. And at hit a wall at really high speed. And normally, like, that kind of stuff doesn't faze me so much, but, like, every corner at Sonoma is like a high G, really fast, corner with a wall on the outside of it.
So don't hit it.
Somebody had a bad day in a C4 ZR1, and it looked like a really clean one too. It was like in the beginner group.
That's tough, man.
That's a tough one. But some really good cars out there, some really good driving. Like, there was a lot of like locals who fucking really know that place, and I hadn't run this configuration before. Here, wait, Tim, I'm gonna airdrop to Tim some raw dog Sonoma video. Here we go. Here, wait, I'm gonna. Can you pull up? Oh, you're not. That's not on Wi-Fi.
We can't. Can't do
never
that
mind.
shit.
Never mind. I'm not showing nobody. It's gonna have to wait.
You can email it to me.
It's like 5 gigs. It's not gonna happen.
In-car stuff?
Yeah. Oh shit. I finally started using Harry's lap timer.
Oh, that's just great, man.
Yeah, for the video, just to get some basic telemetry.
Right.
I feel like for the track, like, why not? It was like $20, so I did it, and so the videos that I'm making from the track are gonna have basic. They don't have the OBD2.
Right.
It's just the GPS based one, but it's better than nothing. And then I've got the regular,
your GoPro setup.
Yeah.
That was a rocking GoPro setup, man.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it works pretty well.
It works really good. Sonoma was like, it was super, super fun. Very challenging track. You could have a big crash there, but
So the idea is not to crash there.
No, but I did it with Hooked on Driving, which was, have you been out with them?
I've never heard of that before.
Extremely professional. Like
Nice.
real professional outfit.
That's cool. Do they offer like ride-alongs, or do they offer like we'll call it
They have
ducks
instruction.
in a row? Instruction, ducks in
I
a
don't
row,
know.
or what?
You mean like lead follow?
Lead
kind of
follow
stuff?
stuff, yeah.
Maybe on some days they didn't. On this day, it was just basic track days. What I liked is they did actually send out people within sessions by pace, which was good.
That's cool.
As opposed to just randomly. But it seemed to attract a pretty legit crowd. I was pretty stoked. But so that was I did Button Willow, Laguna, and Sonoma, and then next weekend is Big and Small Willow.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Back to back.
Same day.
Same day.
Morning,
that's cool.
morning on Streets, afternoon on Big Willow.
That's fun. I was in Streets last week.
Bye Cup 2s.
Yeah, right. Exactly. They were fun while they lasted.
Yeah.
I took my turbo out to the Streets.
Did you really?
Yeah, not this last week. It was the week before.
I love Streets.
Dude,
I don't like Big Willow at all. It's a necessary evil, but
Yep.
I love Streets. I think it's a really fun racetrack.
Yeah, we ran it clockwise.
That's the normal way.
That's the normal way.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
prefer it counterclockwise.
I think have I ever run it that way?
Counterclockwise is really challenging, and it's not as fast, but it's, in my opinion, a little more fun because you come down the front straight onto the skid pad.
I'm trying to mentally picture it onto the skid pad. Tim, can you pull up a Streets of Willow Springs track map? I want to visualize it counterclockwise.
So going through the bowl backwards.
It's not like super dangerous that way, is it?
No.
Okay, it's designed to be run both ways. Because some tracks,
I know.
you know what I mean. Some tracks you go to and you go, this track ain't designed to be run this fucking way. You know what I mean? Like the barriers around the light poles
Or
are
the wrong
on the
spot.
wrong side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but luckily at Willow it's garbage can, so there's no barriers
Okay,
around
yeah.
anything.
So normally it really looks like a fucking weapon. It looks like it looks like brass knuckles or something. Okay, so normally you'd run this clockwise. So counter. Oh, okay.
you
Actually,
get a lot of speed going into the bowl.
going into the bowl. Do you have to really bend it down late now?
Well, the apex is kind of the same. I mean, it's just
That's true. I guess
it's
it's
not
sort of
too far off.
yeah.
But it's how you attack it, like with that speed.
I guess you don't have the super scary kink anymore, which is nice.
Well, yeah, you go up the hill as opposed to down the hill.
On the right side of the map, in the middle of the right, one up from that actually. Oh no,
that's the left turn.
That's that.
Where you better be on the brakes for that
the
one.
super scary kink there because you can there's like a hole and if you put a tire there it like just explodes your wheel.
I was actually there with.
This is really fun.
It is fun backwards.
Can you take the bend flat onto the front straight there if you go that way?
I don't remember. It's been a while, but I think you can get.
Cool.
But see, you're climbing. That's all uphill, and you don't realize it unless you're walking it.
Oh.
It's all uphill. So if you don't get a good run at that, it's uphill from the moment you come off the skid pad. You start going uphill. So if you're not on the pedal, you're not going fast. So it's really challenging to carry the speed through there.
How interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I'm gonna have to look for a day that's running the other way. Maybe they'll surprise me. Maybe I'll show up
POC
on
does it.
Sunday and it'll be running the other way.
POC does it. They usually do a 2-day weekend, and they'll do clockwise one day and counterclockwise
I like
the
that.
next day.
That's great.
Yeah, so if you're there for the
that's
weekend
good.
with the Porsche Owners Club, you'll get the flip-flop.
Sonoma, I ran a configuration that I've never run before, and so it took me like a full session to figure out what the hell was going on. It was a much like. There's clearly the last time I drove there was lemons, so like there's clearly like a lemons retard configuration,
Right.
and then there's like hardcore track day nerd configuration.
Yeah.
And the one we did this time was like way faster.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
all chicanes removed.
That's like Button Willow when they let you run out without the bus
Without
stop.
the bus stop?
Dude, you get going fast.
I did
Like,
that in the
scary, dude. It's scary.
The wide body Hellcat I
Oh
took
my
there, and I had to be like heavy braking into the bull.
In my 911 race car, I'm actually a little afraid because Vera runs it without the bus stop. And I mean, you gather so much speed on the back straight that you're braking going into Riverside.
What's your 911 race car?
I got a 70 911 with the wide body RSR.
Oh, really?
Body kit. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
The motor was a 3.3 with carburetors, but when my dad built it, he made it so that it's mechanically injected, like ready. So like it had the mechanical injection cam and the plugs in the heads. And so I was waiting for my slide valve. So I got it.
Oh.
So it's going to get like another 50 fucking
Great.
horsepower. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Perfect.
It's already really fast. It made 330 on the dyno.
Oh, wow.
But
NA?
Yeah, but it spun the tires when it did it. So like we just didn't have enough traction to pull. I think it would have made like 340, not like 500.
What's it weigh?
2,200 with me in it.
That's not much.
And it's all steel.
That's not much.
Yeah, it's all steel except for the deck lid, which is a big ass fiberglass
I want to
tail.
drive that.
Sure.
When that's done, I would like to have a go in that.
It'll probably eat the gearbox at that point, but
Is it a
whatever.
915? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's got an RSR hill climb trans from like an actual RSR.
Oh, really?
So it's got a long
Is it straight
first.
cut gears, or
No.
is it? Oh, it's normal.
Yeah, but the ratio, it's got a really long motorsport first. So it's like first gear is good for 40 miles an hour. So you go into a corner and just stuff it into first gear. And
That's weird. Mentally,
awesome,
for
dude.
me, it's tough to go to first on a racetrack. I've been on other cars where long gears like that, like a Viper, some hairpins, you got to go to first, and I mentally have a very difficult time with that.
You don't always have this motor's so big like you don't have to, but like on the street.
What happened
What
there?
the fuck?
What is that?
I don't know.
I've never
Tim is like
Kill it
just
with-
looking on the internet
just
and
kill it with
found
fire,
something
man.
really terrible.
No,
What
no,
is that?
I'm not looking at it anymore. I refuse.
It's all gone wrong.
Anyway,
terrible.
It's a fun car. It's a lot of fun. It's geared perfectly for like 7,500 RPMs at the end of the front straight at Willow
In fourth?
in fifth.
In fifth?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I can get to the top of fifth at Willow.
Wow.
It's fun.
Cool.
Car's fast.
Yeah, yeah.
It's plenty fast, but it got banged up at my last event, which was over a year ago because it was right after my dad passed away, and getting the car banged up hurt my heart also.
By back, do you mean you crashed?
No, well, sort of. I was running with Vera, and they put me in this group, GTU, when I should have been in GTO, and me and two other guys were literally 14 seconds a lap faster than the next guy.
Okay,
I
GTO is the faster
This
one?
GTO is over 3 liters.
Oh, over under.
GTU is
gotcha.
under 3 liters.
Oh, okay.
So I should have been in the over class.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were 14 seconds a lap faster than like the majority of the field, and so
Which was what, like midgets and shit?
no, it was like Datsuns and other Porsches, and we were just the 3 front cars were just gobbling these guys up, and the closing speeds were 50 miles an hour faster than the next guy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so we lapped the field twice in a session.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going up through 3 into 4, and it was a low percentage pass, so I wasn't really making a pass, but the guy left me enough room to kind of set up the inside. This is Datsun, like, what is it, a 240 or 2 something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Z?
A Z car.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
240, yeah.
and son of a bitch, he just turned
Just turned
right.
in?
He turned in, almost took
so
the nose off
he
the
wasn't
car.
letting you go by. He was just
No.
in a bad place.
But he lost control. Like, it broke traction and it's kicked to the left, and he came across my nose. So to avoid hitting him in the door, I turned right and put the right front off, which sucked me down the hill and up the berm.
Oh.
And it bent the right front up and in.
It sucks.
It's fucking miserable. So I hobble it back to the pit, and I park, and there's a guy in my pit that I don't know parked in my spot where my race car goes. So I just block him in, and then I go get my trailer, I hook it up, I back up to the car. Next thing I know, I'm getting out of my car, and people are screaming, and I thought I ran somebody over. The guy had backed into my car on the opposite corner. So my right front got wrecked on the track, and my left rear got wrecked in my pit.
Jesus.
And there's no recourse because it's a race car, and it's
sucks.
it's not like an insured vehicle on the road. So,
Oh, man.
yeah, fuck, man.
What a
So
bummer.
like, I got everything fixed, but then I was just waiting for the injection parts to put the motor back in.
Well, at least you're capable of fixing it.
yeah. It's, I mean, like I said,
a bummer.
the motor's on a stand now. Finally, after a year.
Somebody, speaking of fucking track fuck ups,
Yeah.
no recourse. Just a funny one. Nothing bad happened, but we're at the track. It's at Sonoma the other day, and it's like, shit, that's yesterday. Fuck me. Where does it go?
Been a long few.
Yeah. So I'm at Sonoma yesterday. It's early in the morning, and a guy gets out of his Shelby GT350 and doesn't put it in gear or set the parking brake, and it rolls back like 50 feet and takes out a bunch of garbage cans.
That's
And
awesome.
you just heard this big crash, like, and the guy's running after it. And I mean, I barely even put a scratch on the car, but it was real
But it's
fucking
funny. It's good and funny.
Was this in the way? Oh, sorry, I was just hanging
Yeah,
on
I'm
the shop.
just nitpicking.
Thanks. I almost had a little on-tracky. It'll be in the video, but at Sonoma coming up through turn 3, I was chasing another different GT350. There's quite a few of them out there, actually. I think it was an R. And he got some he had a woo-woo oversteer moment, and I was on his right, and he almost had a tank slapper, like, into me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it turned out, it was all right. I mean, it turned out fine. He pointed me by. And
no harm, no foul.
No, it was racetrack shit. That's what happens. So, yeah, on the bottom of this map, the complex... So beginning from 1 up to 2 up to 3 is like a 350-foot gain.
Yeah.
Maybe not that high. What's the...
It's a climb, though.
160 feet of elevation. There you go. So it's a 160-foot gain.
Okay.
Sorry. It's a lot.
It's still a lot.
450, that was not correct. But it is. That's actually the lowest point to the highest point is between 1 and 3. So it's quite a climb. So the car coming out of what they call 3A, which is the right-hand portion, the second half of turn 3, it's over crest just after the apex. Cars get very, very light, and you woo, and if you don't have either good stability control, good throttle control, or good grip and whatnot, you're going to have a little dorifto.
It's like 6 at Willow, where you come up and over, and it's off camber, and it's
exactly like that. 6 at Willow, also known as the Omega. Right?
No.
Oh, the other one.
That's, yeah. You go down the hill to the left, and then up and over the hill towards the back straight.
This one is Sonoma's tighter.
Oh,
tighter.
That's cool.
Tighter. Not quite as fast, but tighter.
That's cool.
Yeah. If
so
you need to go,
get lit up a little bit.
They
there.
do.
Yeah,
you do. They do. You need to go drive Sonoma if you haven't. It's really, really fun. And and on this particular map, that chicane at the top right, we did not run.
9, you mean?
It's a straight through shot on 9. So you're taking 10. You're slowing down from like 120 to 90 for 10.
And it feels like you're walking.
And there's a wall on the outside of 10. Yeah, there's a wall on the outside of 10. There's a wall on the outside of 11. There's a wall on the outside of 1, 2, and 3. There's a wall on the outside of the end of 6.
Stakes are high. Stakes are real high.
There's a wall at the end of 8. There's a lot of fucking walls there.
Yeah, man.
But it's a great place to watch a race, too, because the elevation.
Well, that's where I watch. I've been there to watch, but I've never been there to run.
Yeah. It's a great place to watch race.
The person who took me there was actually Pete Stout.
I know Pete Stout.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He took back in the early aughts.
Aughts.
Yeah.
This block of ice thing is not this water is a solid block.
Oh, is that why that's laying there?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I need more water. I need more water in this shit.
Dude, I'm finally like calming down from the drive. Like it
makes you so
fucking
angry.
brutal. No, I wasn't angry. I was like trying not to be late, and I was already 30 minutes late.
We forgive you.
Sorry, man.
It's okay.
LA
fucks.
LA
sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
I was saying before, I got from fucking Redwood City to Sherman Oaks in 4.5 hours, and then I was 12 miles from my house.
Took you another hour.
And it took me an hour.
Yeah.
It was fucked.
Miserable.
Yeah. And now I'm scooter life. I'm not, even though I like that Lotus, I'm not getting in that fucking thing until Saturday morning.
Good for you.
Not till HRE open house. It's scooter life until then.
You need to decompress.
I need scooter life.
Yeah, scooter life is good life.
Yeah, and I need sitting at home and doing nothing life for a while.
Sitting at home and smoking tire.
Yeah, that's very good. I like that. What else is happening?
Nothing, man. Just
what
working.
watch are you wearing today? Fucking bother people.
My
Sub?
2-line sub. Yeah,
Nice.
so I had when I bought this, I bought it from Wanna Buy a Watch on Melrose. Plug. And I didn't realize it, but it had a small chip in the crystal.
Fuck.
And
They fix it for you?
I was cool with it, but I brought it up to mention it in kind of passing, like, you busted my balls for the dollars and you're going to give me a chip crystal. They're like, no, give it to us and we'll replace it.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, I'm just kidding. They're like, no, we'll replace it. And they took it from me and replaced it.
Cool.
But then they dive tested it and pressure tested it. So if you want to go diving, because I listened to your show.
We just did it, yeah.
I know.
Dive watches this week.
Listened to it this morning on my route.
It was a good show.
It was a great
They sent
show.
us a lot one.
You actually knew what the fuck you were talking about.
I'm a scuba diver.
For once,
how
you
about
were
this?
like on the level with
I was
Cameron,
like,
man. It was
finally,
great.
I know something.
No, it was a good show. It was a really good show.
We're doing the history of Omega tomorrow.
Ooh.
It's really good.
I should show up.
Do you want to come?
I can't, dude.
No, that's okay.
Well, I'm going to Vegas on Friday for the
for Red
crew.
Bar?
Told you.
Yeah, the watch, I'm not sure I can continue the watch events. I don't
Well, the reason I'm doing it is number one, because I wanted to convince my wife to go on a trip with me.
Oh.
And it was a good reason to go to Vegas. Like, we don't go to Vegas, but I also have some friends there.
Going to Vegas without a reason is rough.
Yeah.
If you have no mission.
I hate going to Vegas for no reason. Like,
almost as much as I hate going to Vegas for a reason.
But I have some really good friends that I met. Okay, so I buy parts from a company, major corporation, and we all kind of went on a vacation last year. And I met a couple from Vegas who have a Beamer shop called Southwest Beamers, and they're great people, and we really hit it off, and we drank together for a week, I think it was a week. It was a week. Anyway, and they live in Vegas, so I went there one time already to see them, and now I'm going
Wait,
back.
are these guys like crazy people?
No, I mean, yes, but no.
Have they
They're normal
built
people.
something that's really absurd and over the top? Someone said I had to go drive some crazy BMW at this shop in Vegas.
It's probably not them.
Okay.
They've done motor swaps. They put like,
Is Stance Works in Vegas too?
I don't know. I think they're just down south.
I don't know. Someone just give us $100?
$100.
Holy shit! Thank you. What is
I make that
What's
shit
your screen
rain,
name?
bro.
Ab2Tract.
Ab2Tract. Holy shit, dude! Thank you for making it rain on us, hoes. And we are hoes.
You should have me back.
While I was waiting for you, I hoed the fuck out.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you answer any super chat questions?
Yeah, that's all I was doing.
All right, cool.
John Carey with the blue 911 says hello.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
He's I drove
know
his car.
John.
Yeah, I drove his car.
Yeah.
It was fun.
He is a
that
nice
car
guy.
had a crazy story. His dad raced it in fucking period, and now it's like a canyon rat. It's awesome.
I helped him put the car back on the road. Like,
It's only
that's how
barely
I met
on the
him.
road.
No, it's really not. It's really not. Mechanically, the car.
Mechanically, it was pretty
Mechanically, the
good.
car. The shit that I
Yeah.
did is like.
It doesn't have
it's on
like
the level.
door cards.
But it's a shell. And I warned him about it. He's like, "Oh, you're right. I should have put an interior in it." But
It's not
budget.
too late. He still could.
Budget. It's a budget.
Maybe
thing.
I'll sell him my Cassis red interior.
That is actually a really good idea.
Oh my god! Imagine the maroon interior on a. It would be disgusting.
Just rip the wrap off and put another
A
color on
light
the
blue-
outside.
Oh, is that a wrap?
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's not
just
all-
primer or something.
I told him just primer the thing gray.
Yeah.
And just leave it gray. Forget the
Full
blue.
primer.
But no, that car has a really cool story. How he put it back together was he sold what was left of the motor parts that he had. So the car was raced by his dad in period, and Wayne Baker down in San Diego built him a high butterfly 2.5 race motor with titanium rods and all factory motorsport parts. Well, that motor laid on the side of the house for 25 years. Rats pissed on it. Was the
Really?
most rotten motor I've ever seen. But after chiseling it
never
apart,
went into a car.
no, it was in that John's car until they parked it, and then his dad took the motor out and put it
Okay.
next to the house, and so on and so forth. So when John was going to build this car back into a street car, he put up pictures of these parts, and I contacted him like, "Look, I want to buy some stuff, and I want to come and meet you." So I went to his place, and I ended up buying a Morelli twin plug distributor that's in my 914, and I bought a set of carburetors, and I got to know John and his dad, and we became friends because he's good people. And when I saw what he had titanium rods, he had a case, a crank, heads, fuel injection. I was like, look, what you have is worth something, but you have to be willing to gamble to see if you can make money. He's like, well, what's it going to cost? I said, well, let's chisel this motor apart and get the heads to my machinist and see what he says. So we gave the heads to my machine shop, and he's like, I think it was $700 to fix the heads up. And if the heads were good, that means the fuel injection would work too. And they were port matched with D-shaped ports.
Okay.
So if the heads were good, then you could sell the heads and the high butterfly fuel injection as a unit.
Right.
And so he was willing to gamble his $700 to make his, let's call it 20,000.
20,000?
Something like that.
Is that really what that shit's worth?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, well, an original set of high butterflies was 15.
Wow. I didn't know
Right?
that. Yeah. Tim, Google John Carey, Cary, like Porsche 911. I think, didn't Petrolicious do something too
I
on
think
him?
so. Yeah, I know Hooniverse did something
Oh,
too.
Hooniverse?
He did
Yeah.
the Optima Streetcar Challenge, the whole
Yeah,
thing.
there'll be, just because it's worth getting a picture. Yeah,
There it
top
is.
left. Yeah, it's
That's
an
the Optima
interesting looking
Streetcar.
car. It's sort of ratty looking. It's a shell, and it's got this weird wing and stuff that But it's actually an original IROC wing, right?
Oh, it's not an original one. It's an IROC. It's an IROC wing, but it's a reproduction.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I thought it was original because I thought his dad raced in.
His dad raced the car in period,
but not with that wing on it.
Not with an original IROC wing. It had the hot rod motor in it that was worth a small fortune.
All right, so it's not original. But
so anyway, long story short is he basically took, the proceeds from this cylinder heads and fuel injection, and was able to build the entire car. See, that's the cool story. And I mean, he threw some money in there from the stuff I bought from him, and some other bits and pieces. He sold the titanium rods, went out to Texas, and so on. But to think that selling an old motor in pieces built that entire car, that's pretty cool.
It is.
But that's how I met him. I helped him find a good deal on the motor. I helped him put the car together, and I gave him the long deal because we took a long time. And you know what they say? It's good, fast, or cheap. You can only pick two.
Yeah.
He picked the other
two.
He picked good and cheap.
Yeah.
So it took forever.
Yeah.
But our friendship has really grown out of it, and I know his wife, and I remember when they weren't married. It's really a cool thing, man.
It is, and the car drove pretty good too.
Yeah, it's a good runner driver, man. I mean, unfortunately, the seats. I'm short, and so I didn't really fit in that car. Like I don't fit well enough to drive it on a street without pillows.
I don't really remember, but I'm about John's size.
Yeah,
so I imagine
you guys could drive it no problem. But anyway. It worked out well, and now he rolls that car pretty much everywhere.
Yeah,
and it's a 3.2 Carrera motor, so you know all about how good those are.
I like mine.
They just run.
Yeah,
turn the key and go.
Mine's good. We did the light flywheel and clutch and Steve Wong tune and exhaust, and that's fucking it.
His car has light clutch, stock flywheel, 915. So the clutch is pretty light anyway. And stock, I think he might have stock chip in it, but headers and open exhaust.
Yeah, it was loud.
Ridiculous exhaust.
I don't even mind that loud. Mine's medium loud. It's kind of like
you want it to have throat.
Full volume, full throttle loud, but it's not that crazy.
It's not obscene to drive daily.
No.
Yeah.
The Lotus is loud. I didn't expect it to be as loud as it was.
Really?
Yeah, and it's not bad loud. It's got a good. It has a lovely tone.
Bark.
Yes, definitely. Surprisingly good. What I'm actually the most surprised about that Lotus actually is how well made it seems to be.
Really?
It's not typically something you hear people say about Lotus, but it actually feels like a very solid thing.
Well, since the Elise, they've gotten a lot better.
Yeah, and we put it up on a lift to get the wheels off and to check the brakes and all that, and the way that the inside of the wheel well is finished out.
That's good.
It's this boxed aluminum thing, and the welds are all really nice, and you look at where the extruded subframes or the crash structures are bonded to the central aluminum structure, and it feels it's just, it's really, really solid looking. And
sound engineering.
Yeah, it's
build quality.
It's not, I took a bunch of pictures, I'll include it in my article about underneath, and it's full flat under tray. Nose to tail.
Really?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I pity the fool who's got to change the oil in one because it's 32 fucking Torx bolts to change the oil. So I ain't doing that shit myself.
Yeah.
But I was wow, it was actual completely flat under tray under there.
Wow.
It was very nice.
And the doors still open and close when you pick it up too.
Yeah. Dude, and it's and it was it has it's a great balance, obviously, all the things you expect from a Lotus, but
I'm shocked at how good they are these days.
It's it's a simple car, but it's not shitty at all. The materials are good, and the solid feel of it is really nice. I
just remember the twin turbos from the 90s.
The Esprits.
Oof,
they were rough.
They were awful.
Yeah, they were rough,
but they were cool looking.
I love them. I got a soft spot for them. But I've hated all the ones I've driven.
Trash cans, dude. They're horrible. But they're beautiful though.
They're fucking cool looking.
They're some of the best.
Do you remember
cars.
If Looks Could Kill?
That's where I found it. Yeah.
Get your ass to Orangeburg, dude. Richard Grieco, and who was the chick? The French chick. She became somebody in the 80s. Yeah.
No,
and there was the evil woman with the fucking necklace that was
she was the one from Kindergarten Cop.
The teacher in Kindergarten Cop.
Exactly.
Yeah. Dude, If Looks Could Kill was the shit. And he had that fucking Esprit with the wing that was off the bullet resistant wing.
But every time you say Richard Grieco, I think of Richard Grieco because you can't help it.
From
Night at the Roxbury. Richard Grieco.
What the fucking else was he in besides If Looks Could Kill and
Does he need to be in anything else?
No, that's it. That's all you need in a career, really.
I want to say 21 Jump Street, but that was not him. That was Depp.
That was Johnny Depp.
Yeah, but like they had the same look.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny Depp clearly won the great greased hair battle of the '80s. Clearly went to Depp. Oh, that's the V6 Cup, the Elise, the new Elise V6 Cup.
That's a good looking
Somebody
car.
brought one to the track. They're not street legal in the U.S. And the guy who owns the Lotus store in San Francisco bought
Threw a
one.
plate on it and drove it?
No, he trailered it.
Oh, he did?
But he brought it out. Yeah. This track day had some really cool shit. There's a lot. I mean, obviously a lot of GT3s and RSs and blah. There was a guy running a cup car, a bunch of Radicals, a bunch of like ex-World Challenge Mustangs and stuff like that.
Those World Challenge Mustangs they book for a Mustang.
Fast.
They are fast.
There was a guy at Buttonwillow who had one of those like NASCAR trucks.
Oh, cool.
That you can apparently buy for pennies.
Pennies on the dollar. Yep.
like an 05 S10 NASCAR is like $8,000.
Yep.
And like it'll have a Jericho in it.
And
it
runs a small block.
Yeah.
I mean, 8,000 RPM small block.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't you buy one of those things? And that seems like one that somebody made.
Yeah,
that doesn't seem like the real one that you pulled up.
That's not a
the real one. Well, I don't know.
That first picture
that might be the same truck, though. Isn't that the same truck?
No,
it's
the same
different.
truck.
It is?
No, it's different.
Oh, no.
that's
that's
a
a
street.
drag car.
That's a pro street truck.
That's a drag car. But, like, the one, the Camping World Truck Series, whatever the fuck it's called now. Is that the sponsor? Is it Camping World?
I don't know.
Still Camping World Trucks?
I don't watch the roundy rounds, man.
I
like local roundy rounds.
We found So we found a team for sale on the internet. My friend Thaddeus finds
Get the
things
people, too?
Bro, you got 2 of these trucks, 2 spare engines, like a dozen wheels, a bunch of shocks and spares, and a transporter, and it was like $35,000.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. I bet this is good fun.
My 911 cost more than $35,000.
But here, if you had one of these, would you? If I wanted one for a track day toy, I'd pull the race motor out and put in a Crate LS3, and that would be the end of it.
Beat the pants off.
Yeah,
it, man. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, for cheap fun, you can't go wrong. You know.
Someone the other day at Laguna, actually, a lot of people came up to me and asked questions about various cars. People were super nice, but one guy was like, I'm trying to buy a track car. Like, do you think I should get like this M3 or this? And I was like, do you need to drive it on the street ever? He's like, no, it's for a track only. I'm like, get a race car.
Yeah, buy a done project that someone else took all the time and
Or get a
money.
Radical, or maybe not a Radical, but a sports racer style car.
Yeah.
You know, that looks awesome. Dude, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
One of the boxy 80s trucks. And you can buy legit NASCARs, too. Like, not just the
they're
trucks.
like 45, 50 grand.
Yeah, for $45,000 or whatever it is, like, not that much money, you can buy, like, a no-name driver's, like, reasonably competitive
Real race car.
NASCAR.
Yeah, real race car.
And you
I've
can
seen
buy
them
one
at
that's set up
Fontana.
for road courses and shit, too. And
Those are the only ones worth having, though. Everything else just turns left.
Yeah, the oval cars basically become like display cars after that. They're like asymmetrical chassis,
they
right?
just are weird. I don't know. It's not. Again, I don't love the roundy rounds. I'm not a big fan.
No, but I'm definitely about a road course NASCAR.
Big time.
I went out with a guy in a right seat on a road course NASCAR, and he fucking scared the shit out of me.
They go.
It was such a fast shitbox.
The thing is, it's a race car. Like, it's a fucking race car.
Yeah, but it was like a gnarly, like, death trap.
That one
race
seems
car.
to have some sort of history to
Yeah,
it.
that one
There's like
seems
a write-up and
Yeah.
stuff.
You know what else I fucking drove at the track the other day? Fucking, Busy?
Yeah.
Busy Moto? He's a
Did
maniac.
you leave his blue car out there?
No, he brought the red one. Have you seen the red one?
That's an SC motor, isn't it?
No. It's not a 911.
Oh.
So he had a Boxster.
What?
Okay. A 2.7 Boxster. He built the motor, as he does. He put twin ball bearing 52 millimeter turbos on it, hanging out the back, like either
he
side of the
does.
exhaust, like he does.
Yeah.
So it makes 420 of the wheels.
Jesus.
And then it has a push to pass on the steering wheel for 520 at the wheels. But get this.
What?
You sit in the middle.
Oh, he put a center seater out
Put
of
a
it.
center seat.
Well, so that's cool,
Fucking
man.
badass.
And that car, that's dope.
It was really, really, really cool.
So I've actually seen someone do that with a 996 chassis.
Uh-huh.
The problem is in a 996, the trans is then like up your ass.
Yeah.
Because it's in the middle.
Right.
But on a 914 Boxster style like mid-engine, it's all behind
it's
you.
back, so
that
you can
makes more
actually do
sense,
it. Yeah.
right? But to do it in a 996 makes no sense.
Yeah, Tim, can you get a picture of Bisimoto center drive
That's
or
pretty
center
dope.
seat Cayman?
How was
he
it?
calls it a Cayman, which is, I'll give him, because he actually
put the roof on it?
He put a roof on it,
All
and
right.
it's not a hard top. It's like a proper fastbacky roof.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's a Boxster. It's
Did
not.
you drive it?
Yeah, I
And
drove it
you
at
loved
Buffalo.
It was great.
I loved it. So Busy is just the sweetest man in the world, and I like him because he knows what he doesn't know.
That's
and
important.
He can build the fuck out of a motor, but he's a drag racer. He doesn't know about road courses and stuff, and he wants to learn so badly. So he was like so happy to bring this car out to me and get notes. Honestly, the kind of notes he's looking for are like above my level. Like, he needs Randy. Like, he needs like, I gave him my notes and he was happy to have them, and like the car handled really nicely and it was fucking fast and it made the right sounds. But he likes manual brakes, and I don't really know why. I'm not sure.
Like non-power
Like
assist?
non-power assisted brakes.
What's his name, Matt?
Bisimoto, Bisimoto, Bisimoto. There it is. The top left, that thing. Yep.
Yeah, but where's the inside?
Well,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it looks real fucking
That doesn't
crazy.
suck.
That's
It's
insane.
got a big ass wing. If you scroll down, I'm sure there's a
I like angry-looking
picture
cars, man.
somewhere. I don't know. It's on my Instagram. There's a picture of it on my Instagram if you want to do that. But he likes manual brakes, and so for me, I can't heel toe properly with manual brakes. I can use manual brakes in a rally car on the right there, Tim.
Well, you could probably do it in my. You did fine in my 75.
In a slow car, in a really fast car.
Right. Yeah, where things are happening at a much higher rate. Yeah.
So that was my advice, was power brakes. Besides that, it was pretty fucking
Well, the reason he
cool.
probably didn't do power brakes is because where are you going to put the booster and all that stuff when you move the entire pedal box to the right?
Yeah.
You see, so like, what is it?
I probably opened the
something
floodgate of questions by requesting power brakes.
Yeah, but that's what you do when you build a race car, right? You got to figure all that stuff out.
Oh, there you go. What's that video on the left there? Is that Busy driving it, or is that me? I don't know, but play that if you can. I want to, because this is, it's pretty cool. I have this angle as well for down.
But it sounds good.
Sorry. Yeah, no, it does. So the shifter's on the right, and you sit in the middle. It has like an Android tablet as a. Hear that? Psst. Sounds fucking good, huh?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. So that's Busy driving, because he don't heel toe.
Is that a sequential box?
No, it's actually a fucking 5-speed. It's a standard.
It's really it's the original gearbox.
Stock gearbox.
That's fucking terrible.
I know.
Those literally are disposable gearboxes.
I think that's why he's using it.
But the problem is it's a finite resource.
Oh really?
Yeah. You think Porsche's making 5-speed Boxster
true.
gearboxes anymore?
So if you blow one, then what? You
You go to a trash can and you pull out another one.
Oh really?
Yeah, you got to call a dismantler. But
Can you
again,
fit a 6-speed in there though?
I'm sure you could, but it depends on what engine case he used, bell housing configurations, and
He
clutches.
said it was the stock 2.7 that came with the car.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know if you can put a 6-speed gearbox on a 5-speed motor.
Huh.
Like, I don't know if the bell housing configuration. I mean, theoretically, it should in my brain, like it does. But,
I didn't know that.
But
it
I think
never
the
occurred
clutches
to me that it wouldn't be possible.
yeah, but those
Oh,
early.
that's a good picture.
The
Tim. That's a good
97
image. On the left.
The 2.7 cars were weird, man. The 2.7 cars were really weird. I
Well,
loved
aren't they
mine. I had one.
notoriously shitty?
No.
They're not?
No, they're notorious. All M96 motors and stuff are notoriously shitty, but the 2.7 motors are the most durable of all of them.
Because of thicker
They were
walls,
just
or
they're like
under stressed or what?
they're under stress. They're overbuilt and under stressed,
okay.
right? So like if you fix the IMS issue, the motor would probably run forever.
What if you put 25 pounds of boost?
Probably won't. But at the same time, if he's in there rebuilding the motor, he probably did all the other
he knows
shit.
what
you know?
he, yeah,
I mean,
he
he
knows
did
what
all
he's
the
doing.
things, chain
Yeah,
ramps and chains and IMS.
Here
and
at
blah, blah, blah.
Bisimoto Engineering, we
Yeah.
provide reliable horsepower. He always speaks like he's doing a voiceover.
Good.
Great.
He knows what
fucking love Busy.
I've
He
never
makes me
met him,
laugh.
but I've been watching him for years. I mean, with that blue car.
He's a crazy person. He's a crazy person, and
I still think the van.
I got him to admit the blue car is super scary.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't want to tell him that at first. I was like, it's a lot of power. It's manual 11-inch brake. And finally, when I drove this, I was like, oh, thank God it's not scary like the blue car. I was like, yes, the blue car is very scary.
Yeah. Well, did you ever drive his van?
Yeah.
And that's pretty nuts.
The van is hilarious.
Yeah.
So I'm sure everyone out there knows about Busy built a Honda Odyssey. It's 1,000 horsepower. And a manual
Just saying
gearbox.
that though is ridiculous.
It's front wheel drive. It's on airbags. It's so dumb, but it's so hilarious. It was a SEMA car, and it basically will do a front wheel drive burnout in any gear at any speed. It doesn't fucking matter, and has a 6-speed Acura TL gearbox manual, and so it's pretty nice to like shift through and stuff. But like, if it had enough tire to hook, it would grenade the gearbox.
Right.
So his solution is just to put real shitty tires on it. So it does burnouts everywhere, but shitty tires also affect handling and braking.
Yeah. So, but don't forget, it's a minivan.
It is, but if you're on the side of the road and you hear it coming, it sounds like an F1 car is about to come by.
Well, the funny thing is, you remember when Renault built that minivan with the
Espace,
F1? Yeah.
Renault Espace F1.
That thing was great.
It's
like the things dreams are made of.
There's also the Jag XJ220 Supervan. Remember
That's right.
that
We
one?
talked. Yeah. That was like their test car for everything underneath, and they just dropped a van on it.
There's the Espace. Look at that fucking thing. That shit is so gangster. That is a Formula One car underneath a van.
And then, but the XJ220 was a XJ underneath a van.
Yeah, it was
wasn't
a floor pan.
Right.
Well, so this was like a concept-y thing. Like,
Yeah.
This wasn't actually trying to stealth DL this was a promotional thing. The Ford Transit van with the 220 was actually to hide that powertrain while they were testing it. So it just looks like a normal van.
But now, didn't they have something like this on Top Gear, where they had
That's
like
the 220 van.
That was the 220 van.
That's the XJ. That's this.
Okay.
This is the XJ220
Right,
Supervan, which is
That
at
thing's
Goodwood.
so
I think it ran up the hill at Goodwood. Yeah,
That's so dope.
Is there a
Look at
guy in
the
a
wheels.
helmet in that thing? There is, right?
Can't
yeah,
see
yeah.
inside.
This is a guy going up the fucking hill, and look, it says Goodwood Estate Repairs and Maintenance.
That's awesome.
But keen-eyed viewers will see the Jaguar XJ220 wheels on it.
They'll also see its taillights.
Shit. Is there Jaguar? Oh yeah, So I didn't get your joke. I thought you. I was like, is it 220 taillights?
No.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, man.
Now I'm sorry.
It's corny. No, I was dad
Bro,
jokes.
I drove 6 hours this morning.
And I have
retarded.
a 2-year-old, so
I'm
it
retarded.
happens.
Oh, there it is. There it is doing a big burnout up the hill at Goodwood. Look at that fucking thing. That's so great.
Where'd it go?
I
think that's
love
a
that
video, isn't it?
image. Doing a big fucking smoky burnout off the line at Goodwood in this transit van. That shit's so dope.
The ultimate sleeper, man.
That thing is cared for by Don Law Racing in England, and I have an open invite to go drive it.
Buy a ticket. Take the
Bro,
ride.
it's a lot. It takes a lot to get me to fly 15 hours. My friend Phil is building in England like what I could probably call like the Deus Ex Machina for cars in England.
Okay.
So it's like a Cars and Coffee destination inn.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's like in the countryside and shit, near where Don Law Racing. He's got a 220. My boy Phil. My boy Phil has a 993 RS, a real one, and a 220.
Nice.
Like a fucking boss.
Is this the guy that had the Chopin car?
No, that's the Cultivated Collector. That's
Right.
Matt.
Matt,
Matt
okay.
Ivanhoe.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a collector dealer on the East Coast. This guy is like a expat Brit who's lived in Dubai and now just moved back to. He's like a media guy.
Dick Mile.
Not bad.
You know too many people, man.
Fucking yeah. My friend calls Richard Mille Dick Mile. I think it's really fucking funny. No one understands on this show
That's
who Richard
okay.
Mille is.
That was for you.
It's Richard Mille. What's on the fucking super chat? I need
Yeah.
something new to talk about that's not Richard Mille.
No more inside jokes.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Alexander.
Was that say Marco's a dickhead? What is that?
I say Marco's a dickhead?
No, not really. Just kidding.
If you want to
Go ahead and hammer me,
donate
that's fine.
and say Marco's a dickhead, that's cool.
Yeah.
Looking to get into a 911, but where should I start? $55,000 to $75,000. 997. Oh, there's the tax in Sweden is a problem. So a 997-2 Carrera S 2007 is around $70,000. Wow. So twice as expensive as here, basically. Almost twice as expensive. Or maybe
that's a
at
tough
least 50%
question.
more expensive.
So this guy's in Sweden, and he wants to know, that is his whole budget, including taxes?
I guess,
The
yeah.
Volkswagen, man.
Shit.
I don't mean to be a dick, but
yeah.
like that's hard. I mean, because buying a 911 from the 80s will cost you $40,000, and if it's almost double, that's 80. Then it's out of your price range.
Yeah, if it's an I mean,
Buy
I
a
want to say
996
like
turbo.
Yeah, or
$45,000.
That 997S he's talking about is pretty good. Can you get if you can get a DFI car?
So no,
you don't like the.
I do. Okay, so here's the thing about I'm split on the 997. I like the .2s. Okay, they're great cars. But But what I really like is I like an 05 because it's a 997, so you get the better, you get the quote unquote better lights, you get the nicer interior, and you get all the appointments of the 997. But you can change the IMS bearing, and it's a 3. And
can or have to.
Well, you have to. I mean, if
you
want,
don't have to in a DFI car.
No, you don't have to. But I think that for the pricing, the 997-1 with an IMS bearing, you got yourself a motor that won't blow up. And then you're in at, $10,000, $15,000 less.
Fair.
So, that's including the purchase price and the upgrade.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
I mean, you got to consider, if I was looking for a car right now, I would look for an 05 997S C2. That's the car I would look for. And I would put an IMS solution in it. I wouldn't just do the bearing.
What is the solution?
The solution is it converts it from a roller bearing to a plain bearing that's pressure fed.
Oh.
Like any other bearing, like a main bearing and a crank.
Okay.
So
does it affect anything negatively at all?
No, nothing.
Oh.
All it does is it changes that little like captured cartridge filter. It changes it to a spin-on filter like every other 911 in history.
Oh. All right.
It's worth it to me.
Okay.
And that's what I would do.
The expert has spoken.
So
I'll agree with him. I think that's a good one. I mean, if you're into air cooled,
you're going to be hard pressed to find anything.
At that money, you're going to be stretching.
Yeah,
it's going to be a little rough around the edges. Probably
you could probably find a little long in the tooth SC.
SC.
Yeah, I mean those will cost you between 30 and 40 depending on the condition.
Yeah,
and SCs are fine. They're fine automobiles. I love them. But if you can buy a Carrera for $5,000 or $6,000 more, you should be buying the Carrera.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be a dick about it, but
I bought a Carrera.
The 3.2 is the best motor Porsche ever made.
Durability wise?
Ever. Across the board, it's the best Porsche motor ever made.
I got one. All right.
I don't.
Marco approved. Yeah, you could build one though based on shit laying around.
I actually don't have. I have everything but an intake. Those intakes are fucking expensive.
Are they,
dude? At least a G.
Really?
At least a G.
Good thing I got one.
Yep. Buy the whole motor. It's cheaper.
Really?
Yeah. Don't try to piece one together.
Oh man.
I traded a 3.6 in parts for a 3.2 in parts less an intake.
Really?
Really.
Huh.
Yeah. Now the 3.6 parts needed to be refurbished.
Yeah.
And the 3.2 parts were refurbished. So.
What does refurbishment cost on something like that?
Well, I mean, the heads had been done.
Oh, right.
And the crank the crank had been the crank had been mic'd and polished and checked and was ready to go.
Cool.
So like I saved a few $100 here or there, but it was a wash.
Neat.
So
that's weird how that works. I like it though. I like your trading for parts things. I like your barter system that you got going on.
Well, if I have what someone needs and they have what I need and we both win, then forget the dollar values.
Yeah.
Just get what you need.
Yeah. Here's one for you. X5M or Cayenne Turbo?
Is that for me?
Yeah, don't you have a Cayenne Turbo?
Yeah, I was going to say that's the Cayenne Turbo all day long.
But why? Defend that.
I think it depends which one. But I just think that it's probably the most versatile vehicle on the road. Literally, you can take it off road and it does everything. They're pretty bulletproof. They don't really break down. And I know BMW has a lot of electronic issues, and I'm just not a big Beamer fan.
My dad had an 04 Cayenne Turbo and has a 17 Cayenne Turbo. Mm-hmm. There's been some problems. There were some problems with both.
With the 17?
Both.
With both, really?
Yeah, with both.
Well, I mean,
the 17 ate a turbo at 3,500 miles.
No shit.
They replaced it within 24 hours under warranty. They overnighted one from Germany and had it in the car within 24 hours. Okay. So, credit to Porsche for handling that shit, but it did happen.
That's an anomaly to me.
I think it probably was, but I think it's weird that our 04 had issues. It kept blowing off the charge pipes.
Oh, well, I mean, that's an 04. It was the first model year. They hadn't quite figured it out yet. They didn't put the little nubs on the thing, to keep them in place with a tension ring or whatever.
Fair.
But, I mean, I had a 13 GTI that I bought, and it ate a water pump in like 5,000 miles.
Really?
Yeah. And, it was like a recall. Like, they actually recalled, and they recalled it twice.
Really?
They fucking couldn't fix that water pump to save their life.
Sucks.
It's a GTI. It's not like it's like this gnarly thing. They've been around for 100 years.
I got the wrong head gasket in my Focus.
Yeah, bummer about that.
They fixed
it
too.
now, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Look, I mean, people say, the IMS bearing's a huge problem and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, every Porsche since the dawn of time has had issues.
Yeah.
There were the head stud issues of the 70s. There were the valve guide issues of the 80s. There's, in the 90s you had, cylinder leaking issues, the base gaskets, and then the 993s had wiring harness issues that people don't talk about, but they had them, replaced the whole wiring harness, and then you had the IMS issues, and then now you have more electronic issues.
Only the 3.2 has no issues.
3.2 had valve guide issues.
Oh.
The 87s.
Shit, I have an 87.
And I know you had your motor rebuilt, so you got no problems.
That's true.
I would bet that at some point in the life of your motor, you had a top-end rebuild before
Probably.
you got it.
Yeah, probably.
Right. Because they...
Oh, yeah, no. You know what? The guy I bought it from, there was a valve adjustment receipt.
No, valve adjustment is different than valve job.
Oh. Well,
valve job is when they replace the guides and do they do the valves and the guides and the seats and everything.
I'd rather not pay for that.
Well, you just did. You just did.
I think I probably just did.
That's okay. I mean, look, the thing is, Porsche doesn't make their valve guides, right? They have a supplier who supplies the parts to them and they put them in. So there was a bad run of valve guides in 87. Huh. They were just soft and they went away. 993s, same issue. They had valve guide issues and they,
So you just fix it and the solution is just install correct part.
Replace part. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's a top end rebuild at that point. So.
Oh my god. So this dude, Ryukachu has been giving us. He chimes in on the live feed. He's been working on his car and listening under his car and chiming in with updates on the maintenance of this BMW 540 he's working on. That's been like mostly a disaster.
Oh boy.
So here's the update. Need my lucky blessing on the 540i's cooling system for the 11-day, 4,100-mile road trip to San Francisco, southwest route through Ridgecrest, which is a shithole I've been to.
The desert.
It sucks. Towing an enclosed trailer. What? Any long road trip tips? Oh man.
Yeah, take another car,
Different tow vehicle.
That's gonna be real interesting. First off,
that's rough.
God bless. Good luck.
Yeah, seriously.
Fingers crossed.
Via con Dios, my friend.
I don't know. I mean, road trip tips. Check your fluids. Check your tires. Make sure shit ain't gonna fall off your car.
Beef jerky.
Lots of beef jerky.
Red Bull beef jerky.
Yeah.
I mean, I love road
keep
trips.
an extra Camelback full of water in your car in case it breaks down in the middle of the desert and you do have to walk.
Bring coolant. Bring duct tape. Bring distilled water.
It's really just duct tape and coolant is all we need.
Yeah, I mean it's true. If you got cooling problems, bring spares.
Damn, it's the road trip. It's funny. It's like sometimes on a road trip, it's like the engine just isn't stressed at all. It just hums along, and then you get that one day where you got to climb that big mountain, and it's fucking 110 degrees. And
yeah, dude, I've driven across the country from coast to coast 3-4 times, and it's been a blast every time. And I've been able to avoid issues like 99%.
I'll have that knock. My dad went cross country in a Beetle in like high school, and they were like flat for like 5 days, and the engine like completely lost compression by the time they got to San Francisco. They had to have the whole engine rebuilt before they could drive home again.
So that's what my dad did. My dad, when Dad was living in New York in the 70s, that's where he was from. And he decided to go on vacation. So he had a 50-something Beetle with a 912 motor in it, and he packed all his tools in it, and he took his friend, they got in the car, and they drove. And it was like February, right? And so it was freezing in New York. They get to California, and it's 70 and sunny, and it's a Friday.
Yeah.
My dad looks around and goes, the fuck am I living in New York? Goes to the newspaper, has a job on Monday at a dealership. And so that's how we got to California.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
His poor fucking friend. His friend was like, what about me?
Yeah. My dad's like, there's an airplane.
I gotta go. What about me? I'm not gonna get a job here. I gotta go.
He called back home and said, sell my shit and mail me the money.
Wow.
Yep. And he never went
gangster.
back. But he went across in a Beetle like your old man.
That's pretty pimp. Tim actually back in the day, Tim was trying to put together a television show, and Tim hired me to be on the show, and I came out here for like a week, and I was like, I think I'll stay.
Planted the flag.
I'll stick around.
I think I will stay. Now we're digging holes. Now we're really putting that fucking root down. We're digging some shit.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Did they take down the wait? Is the billboard gone? It's still there, right? There's a huge weed delivery billboard. Oh, there. No, it's up there.
Oh, yeah.
Top right. Marijuana delivered. I love that just like looms over the fucking building. It's so funny. God damn.
I never thought I'd see the day. I got to be honest with you. I never thought I'd see the day there'd be a marijuana billboard for delivery service in my home state.
It's great.
Like,
it's.
I just don't see. It still hasn't set in yet. Like, I don't care either way.
It's really nice, but the problem is that the taxation needs to settle in the right place. It's not correct now. And without
getting too much into politics, I think that the law was poorly written.
I haven't read it. I'm not gonna
read
lie.
the whole damn thing.
Did you really?
Yeah, I read the whole damn thing.
Do you do that a lot?
No.
Read laws?
No. I do about things I care about. Like
Really?
things I really care about, I read. Otherwise, I just vote no, and nothing changes.
None of the above.
Yeah, no. But I read that one, and I actually voted no because I didn't think it was written properly. Not because I don't agree with the legalization, but
I voted no on legalization as well, actually.
because
I
it
thought it
doesn't-
should have stayed how it was with medical. I loved that system.
it was great.
The system of you jump through this one hoop, you pay your $40 a year, you get a card, and now it's your medicine, and it's reasonable. But for rec, this 30% tax means like, oh shit, wait, should I be buying weed illegally again? Like, is it?
I never even thought about
dude,
that.
it's
man.
so much cheaper.
Absolutely. But you can't buy edibles illegally.
No, you can't.
And that's
You can't.
I think that is a market that is
True.
It is booming, as they say.
Well, the ability to do precise measurements is everything.
That's key.
Yeah.
And they had the track stuff. I mean, before it was beneficial for us from a medicinal standpoint, but it was just like free for all.
Yeah.
Wild West.
It
Like,
was a bit Wild
yeah,
Westy.
Absolutely.
I didn't mind the Wild West so much. I always liked that period of time.
It's still the Wild West.
I liked
man.
it well, yeah. But
It is,
still-
yeah.
I mean,
But now
Big
it's the
Pharma-
Wild West with fucking sales tax up your fucking ass.
Yeah, Big Pharma's going to move in on this one within
I
10
know.
years. Within 10 years, it's going to get gobbled up, and
Yep.
everyone's going to get paid off, and
It's
then
all gonna
suddenly
suck.
Philip Morris is going to have that shit, and
Yeah.
was it SC Johnson or whatever, GE, fucking all of them. But again, without getting too crazy on the politics part of it, I just thought the law was poorly written,
Fair.
and I think that it was I don't think the money was adequately accounted for.
That's a problem.
I don't think that they have adequately
accounted for where it goes?
Where it goes.
Well,
and
that's a
how it's
real
spent.
problem.
That was my biggest issue with the law.
Joe Rogan was very confident that the money would go to good places, but I'm not entirely sure that was based on anything.
I don't know. I mean, Joe's a smart guy.
Yeah, but
man.
if you actually read the law, I think it's unlikely that he read the law
Do you?
cover to cover.
I don't.
Actually,
That seems like it's something he would do just so he could yell about it.
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like Rogan. He's funny.
I'll grill him on if he's read the fucking law. You know what I actually did for the first time ever? I vote from home. I get to do it early ballot.
Yeah.
And I went through and I fucking Googled every person on the ballot to see what they are about and their voting records and shit. I spent like 6 hours voting.
No shit.
I usually don't give much of a fuck, you know what I mean?
Right,
but
yeah.
like the time of that is fucking over.
Yeah, because of that right there. There's a big ass hole in the
Well,
ground.
yeah, and a bunch of other things, but in general,
Yeah.
I was like, this time I'm voting properly.
Good for you.
And I went through and I actually researched every person on there and their positions on shit.
So let me ask you a question. Does Hannah say, so what do I do?
What do you mean?
Does Hannah say, so how should I vote?
No.
No, she does
No.
her own thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't. I go, all right, hun.
Oh, really?
Like
You go, here's how we're voting.
90% of the time, we don't vote the party line necessarily, but I listen to my wife, who's a lot smarter than me about that kind of shit, and if she says stuff and I'm like, I'm not so sure, I'll go and check it out. But otherwise, I just like let her do the research.
You
'cause I'm a
can
chump.
vote in unison. I don't blame you.
No, hey, but it's just
we
because
don't know. We've never really. It's not that we haven't like talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but like, I don't know. I got my at-home ballot and she didn't, so I don't know. It didn't really come up.
Well,
I just look at where the money's coming from and where it's going.
That too.
Isn't that
You know?
everything though?
Yeah,
That's
because whatever they
everything.
said they stand for, You know,
That's it. That's actually the best way to play it. You know, it's funny. I'm driving here. I'm thinking, oh, we're going to talk about cars and shit. And then, like, we didn't talk a lot about it.
Sure we did.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like,
Car's like an hour.
Has it been an hour?
It's been an hour and 15 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel
we
like
talked about cars.
Keep going, though.
You can. That's what happens.
Oh, okay.
I want to cut it off in like 15 minutes because 90 minutes you get diminishing returns after that.
Right.
And I'm hungry.
By the way, how is the super chat working out for you? The live thing, is it good?
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, people, it was a slow build, but I mean, look at that. Scroll up and down. You know,
That's pretty good.
People seem to be, the goal with Super Chat is to get rid of advertising. Yeah, I know. That guy gave us $100.
That guy's a boss.
Right? That's gangster.
What is it? Ab to tract?
Ab to tract, whoever you are.
abstract.
Thank
the
you.
Backwards.
Yeah. I'm just curious why.
That $100 bill is about 1,000 times more money than I could ever get out of that person for clicking on all the videos I've ever made.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's a view, and a monetized view, give or take, one monetized view is like a third of a penny.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's not a lot.
That's not a lot.
Not a lot.
That's a shit model.
Not a lot. You got to get a lot of fucking views.
Yeah, you got to get a ton of them.
Yeah. But I mean, as far as the podcast go, I'm if the Super Chat revenue eclipses the ad revenue, I will get rid of ads.
That's awesome.
I'm not greedy. I'm happy to do one or the other.
Right.
I don't need both, but I'm happy to get rid of ads. And I think the goodwill created by getting rid of ads will
boost viewership.
Yeah,
in and of
ultimately,
itself.
yeah. I wish there was a better way to like
promote.
Yeah, promote it without, in a more organic way, without being just, hey guys, hey.
Right, yeah.
You know, without that. If I can find a way to get off the road, if we did them on a more regular schedule, that would
Or
be.
do them from the road.
You can't. This is not a portable system.
That's true.
People have asked me to do road shows from various things, and I could set up a GoPro and a mic, and you know, but I can't. It's not going to be this.
It's not going to have the same quality.
I can't do the interactivity, and I can't do the assets, and I can't do all this shit.
Right.
You need a beast of a computer to do all this. You can't run it from a laptop.
Dedicated setup.
Yeah.
Okay.
It requires like a lot of fucking CPU power to run it. It is what it is, but it's not portable. Is sort of the thing.
Gotcha.
Anything else on Super Chat, Tim?
That's it, buddy.
What's
Man, nobody's got any questions for me.
I did a fucking 30 minutes of Q&A before. Oh, someone
I'm
has
just not interesting.
I missed this one. Thoughts on Australian cars?
Oh, bring me a Holden, please.
Yeah. Chevy SS.
I mean, if you go to Australia, they're really awesome down
Holden
there.
Ute, right?
There's Utes for sure, but
Bring
they
that
also
shit.
like really go off-roading with their utility vehicles, like snorkels, big tires, and the trucks are all dirty. They they really use their trucks down there. I don't know about like dedicated like I'm trying to think other than like Utes, like the Falcon's pretty cool. Turbo inline 6 Ford.
Oh, nice.
Full size Ford sedan with a turbo inline 6 rear wheel drive.
Why don't we have that? I don't understand. That's the thing I never understood is why that shit doesn't play in the American market. Is because they don't think we can handle it, or they just don't care?
Actually know. You know, I know that the American PR people get annoyed when Americans go to Australia and go, why can't we have it? They brought the fucking Chevy SS here and nobody bought it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's shit.
It's not shit. It's a nice
No?
car.
Is
No,
it?
it's a nice car. Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, dude. I've driven a bunch of them. They're
But it's
nice
not
cars.
a Ute.
It's not a Ute.
But I mean,
America doesn't want fucking Utes. We don't want Utes. What American wants a hot rod level pickup truck? Nobody. Guys who own Porsche shops. People who own tuner shops are the only market for fucking Utes.
Yeah, what I really want is an old El Camino with a fucking monster motor.
Because nobody wants to lift an engine into a high pickup truck bed. They want it in something low. But Tim at BBI's got this shit pile Rabbit pickup.
Those are the best,
fucking
man.
Rabbit.
Yep, put GTI suspension in that shit and roll, dog.
Terrible.
Nope.
My friend Larry Casilla, the detailer, when he was 16, he bought for $50 a 1981 diesel Rabbit. And it was the worst car on the planet.
Really?
I had
It
one.
was so. You had one
I had
too?
a 4-door baby blue, 1981.
Rabbit? Diesel?
It was not a diesel, but I had 2 bazooka tubes in the back.
The diesel made it. The diesel made it a lot worse.
You had more money in your bazookas than you did in the car.
That's the first car I ever saw with a choke.
Really? Oh,
Like
Jesus.
a lawnmower and a choke.
So I went to a Cars and Coffee LA thing, like when it was a year ago. It was their first one, and some dude showed up in a 1.8 swap diesel Rabbit.
Oh, cool.
It was an old diesel Rabbit
a modern
with
1.8.
a modern.
Oh, yeah.
No, it wasn't a 1.8. What was the? It was a 1.8 diesel.
Yeah, TDI,
a
like the
TDI
Jetta
motor.
TDI engine. Yeah.
Thing was a rocket ship, man.
There was
great.
Those kids, Corbin and his fucking friend built that
that car.
Jettamino. Well, they built this thing that was a Jetta diesel into El Camino, and they put big tires in the front and skinny tires in the back, so just fucking oversteer. Ugh, there it is, top left.
That guy.
What a horror show.
But that's his thing.
That's
though,
when I
right?
learned that C4 Corvette wheels fit a direct bolt-on for Jettas.
Oh yeah. Thanks,
Yeah.
Corbin.
No, that's his thing, is making shit worse.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also like enjoying the process the whole way.
Yeah.
That Rolls he did was atrocious, but kind of cool.
The Rolls drove good.
Did it?
I drove it. Yeah,
No.
I drove it. Jay Leno drove it. The
No.
the Rolls got him on Jay Leno's
No
garage.
shit.
Yeah.
And what did Jay say? I gotta know.
I didn't watch it.
Jay's like a dead.
I didn't watch it. I just.
It's so awful. It's so awful. It's good.
It looks
you know?
awful, but it really works. And I mean, honestly, it drives pretty good. You'd be shocked. The brakes are good. It actually, you gotta like, sort of like a 911 where you gotta like turn the wheels, set, and then go.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh.
Where you set the ass and then go. But it's like 400 pounds of torque. It goes pretty good. I mean, it's a manual. It's got like, Super Duty shifter feel. But for fucking being built in a shed out of junk, like, yeah, it works.
He sells them too when he's done with them, doesn't he?
I think he got $9,000 for that thing.
He paid someone $9,000 to take it away, or they gave him the
No,
money.
he sold it on Bring It Trailer. Got
Wow.
$9,000. The RX-7, the ugly RX-7,
Yeah.
he sold it to a guy who had it for like a month and gave it back to him to sell it again.
He's like, thanks for the time.
He just wanted
Here
to
you go.
support, whatever it was.
That's cool.
They were supporting.
Yeah.
And that dude Justin Venmo'd me money.
Really?
To ask, what are you doing, Justin? I just got an alert that said Justin Venmo'd me $25.
Oh, is that?
Thank you, but like,
Yeah.
if you have my phone number, you don't. We didn't even answer his question. We didn't even know any good trails.
Wait, what?
He was the dude who asked about the off-road trails.
What off-road
He
trail?
wasn't here. He wasn't
this
here.
was in the
I was late
This was in the
to my-
pre-show Q&A.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right.
Somebody texted me, a friend of mine, and said, I want to donate, but I can't. I don't want to sign up for this shit. Can I just Venmo you? I'm like, if you have my phone number, you don't need to do that. We're friends already.
So what's the off-road trails question?
He wanted to know, do you go off-roading ever?
Like on a bicycle?
No, for a car. For a car.
No.
Okay.
No, I
He
don't.
was asking if we knew of any good off-roading trails, either North or Southern California.
I have no clue.
I do not. I'm going to open the block of ice water. That's good.
The only off-roading trails I know are the ones that like are next to a freeway.
I've used those before.
I know.
They're fun.
I heard about that.
Jawbone Canyon. Just remembered it. If you're still there, Justin, I just remembered Jawbone Canyon is really fun off-road trails.
So I mentioned this to you before, and I'm just curious if maybe you've done it. That I went all the way back to the first episode, and I started listening to that shit.
By that shit,
Like,
do you mean
just
this program?
I listened to all of, like, I was building motors one night, and I just started at one and just kept going. Right? I don't even know how far I got.
I don't go back and listen to any of them.
And I was telling you, some of it was pretty prophetic. So if there's anybody out there who's like curious to know if Matt actually knows what the fuck he's talking
Can
about,
you remember one call that I made that came true?
it was some Porsche. There was some Porsche prophecy in there. There was some
About 911R and GT3 or something like that?
it was something
If you go
more
back-
about turbos, like which turbo should you buy now? And it was like a 996 twin turbo. But this was back,
2014 or 13.
Yeah.
When did we start doing the podcast? Wait, so
it was
it's
a
been
long time ago, man.
12.
12 was the first year?
This was 2012. And then there was some stuff.
Bam was just back in the studio
And
last week.
That was hilarious because I was listening to, and he was like on your first show.
Yeah.
Now
he's back.
You guys were cooking for some randos.
We haven't given away
cooking?
any
You
of
were cooking
any
and some
tequila.
random girls. They were
Really?
Yeah, there were random girls that
Random
were over.
girls.
Yeah. Oh, it was hilarious. I'm
God,
telling you, you got to
I
revisit this
cannot
stuff.
recall. Cannot recall.
You were drinking.
Shit.
There was drinking involved, and there was.
We used to get real drunk.
But it was entertainment, man. I mean, it was quality entertainment, but like at a base level, right? Like
bong hits on the fucking show.
You were just like, dude, I don't know what the fuck we're doing, but it's fun, and we're gonna keep doing it. And then to see now, like what it's evolved into, is really cool.
Same wood table.
No shit.
Yeah.
This was in your kitchen.
This is in our living room.
Living room?
Yeah.
That's
an
pretty
IKEA
cool.
dining table.
That's hilarious. So anyway, just really quick, I'm going to plug you. Like, if anybody out there has listened to this show for an extended period of time and has not listened to the first, 10 episodes, go back and listen to it because it's hilarious and somewhat prophetic.
I will take that plug. I want to end this show. We have a little partnership with Haggerty.
Oh, cool.
It's going well, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends work over there now, so it's cool to be working with them.
They insure my shit.
Do they?
They do.
Are you happy with them?
I'm very happy with them.
No bullshit plugs required, but you're happy with them?
I've loved Haggerty, and I tell all my clients who buy used, early 911s and whatnot, check Haggerty. And you know what qualifies for Haggerty that would blow your mind? My O2 Boxster.
Is it 15 years is the rule?
I don't know, I guess, but it's my 2002 Boxster costs me nothing.
I wonder if it's a yearly thing or if it's a not your primary car thing.
I don't know.
I gotta check that out. They've been asking me to switch to Haggerty, and I had a hard time with it before because I had points on my license, but I haven't revisited it, sir. But recently, what we're doing on the show is Haggerty.com/newsletter. They're doing, in addition to their insurance, in addition to their magazine, they're doing some editorial, and they hope that it will drive conversation. Okay. So Haggerty.com/newsletter to subscribe. Today, I want to talk about 6 Aston Martins that are coming up for auction. I'm an Aston fan. You like Astons?
I like them in theory.
Do you ever drive them?
No.
Never had a go?
Never had a go.
They're all GT cars. They're all kind of, the acceleration would not, they're not race cars.
They're
but
long distance tours.
As touring cars, they're all fucking great. I've driven some of the old ones too, but goddamn, are they expensive?
Yeah.
So there was a time like you could have gotten into Db4s, Db5s for like $100,000 for like a long time.
Really?
Yeah, a long time. Nobody gave a shit about Db4s, 5s, and 6s for a really long time. And now, well, where do you see this? So check out these 6 beautiful Aston Martins coming for auction. A 59 Db4 Series 1. Sexy as hell. This... $500,000.
Damn.
Now this is actually going to be at Bonham's. Bonham's does an annual a significant Aston auction. So these are all coming up.
Okay.
These actual cars are coming up for sale. $510 to $590. The DB4. This is the 26th DB4 built. I drove a DB4 and it's fire. It's
really?
Yeah.
It's like mechanical as hell,
it's
right?
so great.
Yeah.
It's so great.
That's the Bond car, isn't it? DB4?
DB4 and I think subsequently Goldfinger was DB4.
DB4, right,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
And then, of course, there's a Gatto if you can get there, but
good luck to you.
Yeah, right. And that's going to be big dollars. But the DB5 is actually rarer than the 4, $800,000 to $940,000.
Is that particular one?
Yeah,
or?
This one.
Okay, no, but I'm saying like that particular one will get more dollars than the DB4 or all DB5s.
All DB5s are rarer than DB4s,
okay.
so
right.
They tend to bring more money. This one's a one-owner car and unrestored.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, except for a repaint in its original color. So that's going to help to really big. Not unrestored.
There it is. Because I can't stomach that.
Aside from a single repaint is totally unrestored.
Okay, cool, fair enough.
Then we go old. The DB 2/4. These are weird. Bob Lutz had one of these things back in the day, which I thought is a weird bit of trivia. I think these early noses are kind of ugly.
That car does nothing.
Nothing at all, right?
Nothing.
It's like a weird top hat or something.
But you know what? There's a guy out there who's like 65 or 75 years old, like in that range. That's like, oh, that is the shit.
Well, it's super, 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 super rare. There were 800 built, and this one, the 2-seat fixed head, they only made 34 of.
So let me ask you, what motor is that?
It is a 3.7 liter inline 6.
Okay, and the DB5?
The The DB5 is the bigger inline six.
So it's
also inline six. It's I think
4
it's
liter?
a 4 liter or 4.
Okay. 4.2, yeah.
The DB4 is also a 3.7, and then it's like a 4.2, I think, for the DB5.
Okay.
I think these are kind of ugly, and the price reflects that. Even though it's rare, it's cheaper than the pretty ones.
And it's done nothing in the last 4 years. It sold 4 years ago for $365.
Oh wow, really? I didn't see that part. Yeah, so it's gone nowhere.
I have a feeling that car might not hit the estimate.
That's a buy and sit.
Well sold.
Yeah,
because it's sold.
Well sold and well sold at all. Yeah,
well sold because it's gone.
So DB6 Mark II Volante, not one of Aston's prettiest designs.
Looks like a Jensen.
It really does.
Looks like
look
a Jensen.
Yeah,
which is not pretty. For those who are listening.
Actually, it's significantly rarer than the closed-head DB6. They only made 178 of them, and only 38 of them were Mark II versions. The Mark II, you get flared wheel arches, wider wheels, and they sell for a little more. Has an older restoration. I don't think it's very good looking, and I think the DB6 coupes are very good looking.
I wonder what the front of that car looks like, and maybe from a different angle it could look a little better, because this is not a flattering angle for that car at all.
Tim, can you get us another angle of that vehicle?
Sorry,
sure.
Tim, I didn't need to.
No, we can get it.
Work to do.
Bro, this is what he makes the big dollars for.
We're doing.
So there's the front.
Okay, so that's a lot better. That kind of looks like a Ferrari California front end.
It almost does,
so
yeah.
it's not terrible.
That didn't go. Yeah, there we go. That's the fixed head, but same shit.
Yeah. See, so that photo was not a flattering view.
No, the back, that ass 3/4 isn't working.
And then because the roof, see, I'm a firm believer that certain cars, that even if they're convertibles, need to have the top down all the time. Like a Speedster, a 356 Speedster with the top up, looks like one of those goofy English flat hats, like a hunter's cap.
Well,
terrible shit.
There's very few like 2+2s with a soft top.
That is a great look for that car.
Yeah.
That I can get behind.
Yeah.
So I take it back. It's not so much a Jensen anymore.
Right. Well, it's gonna be $1 million.
I mean, if a Ferrari of that vintage would be 7 or 10 million.
You know what I'm about there? Go back, zoom back in on that. You know what I'm about is the headrest. Look at those headrests.
Oh yeah, that looks comfy.
That's a cradly headrest.
And I'm about the grill.
That headrest is like, it's a real luxurious pillow with like bolstering on the side, lateral bolstering.
It's the only bolstering on the seat.
Yeah,
it's on the headrest.
Totally. Yeah, your ass is sliding around,
but your head is right where it needs to be.
You're like penduluming from your head. How about the next one I'm really feeling? How about this DB5 4.2 liter convertible? I think that's very pretty as well. And this is the most expensive one on the list. Dv5 Volante, 123 of them made. It was converted to a ZF 5-speed in period. Originally came with a 4-speed.
How much motor does it have?
It's got a 4.2.
The fifth gear is probably nice to have.
It is.
It's a touring gear.
So these motors are not particularly high revving. They have like a 5,000 RPM red line.
Oh, so that's
so an extra gear with the same final drive would make a big difference. Probably.
Yeah, probably make it comfortable on the freeway.
Fucking lovely car. And it doesn't seem to be affecting the value too much because the estimate's 1.1 to 1.2 million.
So does it come with the original gearbox?
I doubt it. If you had this done in period, would you ask for the original gearbox?
Yeah,
back?
exactly.
You'd say throw it in the trash.
The funny thing was, I just did a gearbox for a guy, and he's like, "So what?" He gave me 2 gearboxes, one that was in the car and the one like that he wanted to put in the car, and I took them both apart and I made 2 into 1.
There you go.
And I was like, "Well, you got a pile of parts." He goes, "Well, what's left?" I go, "A pile of parts." He says, "Throw it away." I said, "I'm not going to throw it away, but I'm not going to give it back to you if you don't want it."
It's going into your car later.
It'll just go on the shelf, and they're all stock gear ratios.
In 20 years, it's going in your car.
You never know.
Now, speaking of Porsche gear ratios, Sharky just re-geared their Cayman again, the GT4. Apparently, third gear red line is now 58 miles an hour, which is awesome.
That's like slow.
Awesome. It was 86 before.
Yeah, that's low.
Yeah, so they re-geared first, second, third, and fourth. And then fifth and sixth are standard.
So they got some cruising gears.
Fucking boss.
Yeah.
I haven't driven it yet. But it seems Johnny Lieberman had a fucking nutted in his pants about it today.
Well, you know what? Let me tell you something. People always ask me, well, if you could do anything to your car, what would you do? Well, if you want cheap horsepower, put gears in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, just do the gearbox. It's cheaper than a motor.
Mustangs, the first thing you do is a final drive in a Mustang. 373 or 355, and you're there.
Yeah.
For me, 355.
See, but in a trans axle, you can't really do that. So you just knock the box apart and shuffle all the gear ratios. And I mean, the gear
What does that cost?
let's put it this way.
If I drove my car into your shop and wanted to drive it out of there with new gear ratios,
3 to 5.
That's not that bad.
No, and a motor's 20.
Yeah, I would have thought it was going to be a lot more than that.
3 to 5.
Shit, that's not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
I mean, it depends how many gear sets you buy. It depends what gear set you buy. If you're going to put a limited slip in it. I mean, that shit just piles on. It's easy to get to 10.
Yeah.
But still, it's 10 where a motor's 20.
Yeah.
It takes twice as much money to go fast with a motor than it does to go faster with a gearbox.
Huh. It's a good strategy. I like that. And costs even less to go fast with a driver mod. Right. Last one is not the most expensive on this list, but actually I think is kind of interesting. This is the Dbs V8, which is not it's kind of Jensen looking to me. Actually, it's sort of not Jensen, like Isogriffo-ish a bit. But this is the prototype. This is the factory prototype, and it has only ever been owned by the factory.
So it's one of one.
Yeah.
But it's a working prototype.
Running.
And that's cool.
Running prototype, and this was the first use of the V8 engine. And, I mean, I can't believe it's so cheap. 170 to 240 is the estimate.
So what's a normal DBS?
Not that much cheaper.
No, it's not half as much?
No, 125 to 150.
Wow. Well, I guess half as much.
Yeah, maybe a little more than half as much.
All right. So you're paying for provenance, but still.
But I would think that it would be more. I'm surprised.
I mean, it is a V8. You know, like it's not the most sought after.
Yeah.
Aston.
The one I really want is the late 80s. The late 80s
like
V8
Turbo
Vantage.
or whatever?
No, that's a Maserati.
Oh,
no, the
yeah,
late 80s V8 Vantage. The one that looked like the 60s Mustang, kind of.
Okay, yeah.
That's my shit.
See, and I like the later Vantage, or the Vanquish. Excuse me, the later Vanquish is pretty dope.
Oh, like I have.
Like
like an 03. Yeah. Very pretty.
Those are cool cars.
Very, very pretty.
I got a soft spot for those, just because of kind of where I was in life and. You know, the fact that they're somewhat affordable these days.
Yeah.
Like,
and
very affordable.
You could buy an affordable one and do a manual swap on your own, and it would be...
But here's the thing. I'm not buying that car because I want a manual. I'm buying that car because I don't.
Oh, well, you shouldn't buy that.
Really?
The paddle shift gearbox is a fucking
it's
tragedy.
A piece of shit?
Yeah, it's a T56 with a robot that moves a lever. It's so dumb. Really? Yeah.
I'm out.
A manual swap isn't a swap. The gearbox stays in the car. It's a pedal box change, and they take off the robotic shit and put a shifter there.
All right,
and most of what they do is actually remaking the interior, so it looks like it came that way from the factory.
That's not so bad.
That's a lot of the big cost of doing it. Yeah.
Okay, it's like why I would want. See, the thing is, and like on the Ferrari side of things, you can get a 360 for 75 grand or something like that. You know, and I think that car was the last really beautiful Ferrari that came from Pininfarina.
Arguably, yeah.
You know, and I would.
Rob Ferretti says he can do a manual swap on those for 15 grand.
Or you could just buy an original manual.
The premium is like 40.
Is it really?
It's a huge premium for a manual.
See, I don't follow that stuff.
Yeah. I watch these markets.
Right
yeah. Speaking of which, Haggerty.com/newsletter if you want to follow the auction results, if you want to read up on other collecting related shit. But Rob really follows that stuff, and so he hypothesized that he could buy a 360 Spider F1 for like 60 grand, convert it to stick for like 15, and it would therefore not be worth 75, it would be worth 90, whereas if it was real it would be worth 110.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
You're getting into modified Ferraris, which is a whole gray area.
Yeah, he's not trying to scam anybody, but he thinks that there's probably a middle ground there.
Well, it's then you have to look at like the Daytona coupes versus the Daytona modified Spiders.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like in the Daytona Spiders, where do they fit in? I would rather have an unmodified car.
Right, but I think a
manual,
an F1 to manual swap using original parts would not be that bad.
Interesting theory.
He wouldn't do it he wasn't talking about doing it as a business.
No.
He was talking about doing it to
enjoying it
to drive one. Yeah, to drive one,
and then to maybe in the end get sick of it and turn it.
Yeah, and not lose his ass. That's it.
I think that's the key to this.
Have fun. Don't lose your ass.
Yeah.
That was a good show there, Marco.
Thanks, man.
Thank you to everybody that participated in the Super Chat. We had a really good one there. And thank you to everyone who donated without having anything specific to say. We certainly appreciate that. Again, the goal of the Super Chat is to eliminate advertising. And so if it outweighs the ads, I will say goodbye to the ads. That is my promise to the listeners. Marco, what do you want to plug? Plug all your things. Where can everyone find you?
Well, you can find me at at Facebook under TLG Porsche Service. You can find me on Instagram at TLG_auto. The watch Instagram is at wristwatch rabbit hole.
It's wristwatch_rabbit hole?
Probably.
Yeah, wristwatch
I like that _
rabbit hole. If you want to follow, he's got a good watch Instagram. If you want to follow his,
I don't have a ton of followers, but I have a lot of
the
good
Weiss,
stuff.
dude. He just got the second. I'm wearing it. I have the first one of one paint to sample Weiss, and then Marco got the second paint to sample Weiss.
No. It's not paint to sample. It's a white dial that he makes, but it's the only one with that dial configuration.
That counts as paint to sample.
Okay, fine.
It counts as paint.
But it's
custom
still
dial.
It's still serial number 1.
Yeah, that's why you get the one.
We call those
a custom dial.
In the watch industry, we call those a unique piece.
Oh, is that what it's called?
It's called a unique piece, or
is
a
that
piece
what you
unique.
what you call if you're an asshole?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've been calling it, 'cause I'm a huge asshole.
I knew I was gonna be friends with Marco because I started going to these fucking watch events where everyone dresses like they're a fucking stylist.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it is some of the most pretentious shit ever. And then Marco shows up like this.
Yeah, jeans
He's
and a
got
t-shirt.
his t-shirt on.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't give a fuck. I like that.
But I wear a nice watch.
Well, that's what it's about.
My grandfather taught me a long time ago. If you want to meet a man and you know all about him, look at his shoes, his belt, and his watch.
There you go. That's like pretty much L.A.
That's old school though.
Yeah, but in L.A., it's like your car and your watch, and you could dress like. Look at Magnus.
I love Magnus. I've known
I
him
love
for a long
Magnus too.
time.
He's fucking loaded. He dresses like he's homeless.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, if you saw him walking down the street, you wouldn't go, "That's a guy who's worth $50 million bucks."
And you know what? That teaches a very valuable lesson. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Course,
That's the story and the lesson that you need to learn from him.
Yeah.
Is never judge a book by its cover. His story's amazing.
Don't slow you down.
Well, yeah, but I remember just to
That's the
get
name
off
of his book.
Well, it is.
He wrote a book called "Dirt Don't Slow You
Yeah,
Down."
I don't read.
He just put on Instagram. It's available in paperback today.
So
Shout out to Magnus.
The motorcycle thing, to rewind it, I started riding motorcycles with a guy who knew Magnus before he was Magnus Walker from the days in the clothing industry when Magnus was selling hats out of a bag.
Yeah.
And so I heard this story, and it was just really cool because I knew Magnus in a totally different way.
Yeah.
And then I got to know him better and more. And I mean, he's lived a very unique life.
Yeah, he has come on the show and told the crazy story before.
He's a cool dude, man. He's a cool dude. So, yeah, if I plug my shit, just
plug your shit.
TLG Auto, that's the shop. Been there 40 years. We don't advertise, word of mouth, but we have integrity and we do good work for people.
Yeah, and he builds his engines out of spare parts so he can build your engine out of real shit.
Yeah, exactly. No, we have a place for everyone in our shop,
I like it. I like it, buddy. That's a good show. We had good retention on the live stream.
Nice.
All right, guys. The Smoking Tire Podcast is powered by Shout Engine. Get your own damn podcast at shoutengine.com. It's easy. You just need someone to talk to. Maybe someone to listen. See you guys later. It's fucking dinner time.